Hello folks, today I'm going to show you how to render Arnold skin AI skin, and also the displacement map with Arnold in Maya. So this is the model that I have already retopologized from ZBrush. I sculpt everything in ZBrush from scratch. I did the UVs, but ZBrush is good, but I don't like it, so I do some retopology and send it over to Maya, and then I do another retopologies again to come up with this, and then I extract UV with Maya bonus tool here, and then put it back to ZBrush, and then I project all the detail map onto this, extract all this ambient occlusion map, cavity map, color map, and also the displacement map here. So today I'm going to show you how to render all of this with AI skin shader. So the first thing that you have to do, this is the Arnold light that I have already set up. Nothing too fancy, it's just like intensity 1 and all of this stuff. The resolution, I have not set anything yet. Sample, the default shader. So now let's cut a crap and render everything. So just for the test, the first thing that I have to do is to assign an Arnold AI standard. I apply it to that. We will test that soon. So I will go to this, go to the displacement map, click on that, go to file directly. Arnold will create two file in there. So let me grab that. The first one is the bump map, and another one is the displacement map. So I will select based on everything. I go to this and I tick on the texture. I'm going to use the texture DM. I call it Asura or DM, which is a 32-bit floating point 3 channel. You need to extract this from ZBrush using a multi-map displacement, tangent space, 32-bit and 3 channel for the displacement map to work correctly. If you do not choose 3 channel and 32-bit, it will not be rendered properly in Arnold. So now the displacement is loaded. Let me grab everything again, input and output connection. You see it has a bump 2D. Trust me, it doesn't work. I'll delete that. I use only the displacement map. So now let's go to camera 1, where I have already set up that. I don't mess with anything yet except for this model. I go to Arnold setting, and in the camera clock I change it to 2 for the subdivision at the time. Also I need to make sure that it is rendered with Arnold, and this one is too high. I put it to 2. Ray depth is nothing, everything is at the default. Okay, have precision, that's what I like. Also if you see this, that means I have already go to color management, enable color management in Maya 2015, and the output is also RGB. Also you have to make sure that your Arnold texture gamma set the display into 1. Okay, and the bucket size 64 is okay, and this is the shader that I have already connected. Nothing too fancy, everything is at the default. So let's see how things go, and then we will tweak everything after that. I will change the resolution to a little bit low, maybe HD to default, HD, yeah, somewhere around that. Drop this a little bit, too much. Okay, let's render thing out with the default AI shader. Camera 1. I'm pretty sure this gives the displacement map, but it looked blurred. That means it looked like a bubble. The reason is because we need to come to the harbor shape. There are two things in here. If you click the geometry shape, you go to Arnold, and you see this down here, the displacement attribute. The height will tell you how it's like the height is like a multiplier. The higher the value, the bump map or the displacement will go higher. The bound padding, 0 sub-0 value, whatever. I don't want you to explain a lot about it. I just want to get you the right correction or the right setting, so you can render immediately without having to explain a lot of shit. So if I go to the displacement map here, I change it from object to tangent space, and in Arnold here I put this to 1. The bound padding, there's a lot of explanation of how this will extrude, how this will explain. It sucks, man. Just change this to, click on the displacement map node, go to 0.5, this one bound padding to 1, this one to 0.5. That's it. If you want to use vector displacement map, that's also the same from ZBrush. One thing you have to remember that when you extract ZBrush displacement map, you need to click 3 channel 32-bit tangent space UV and then extract it, otherwise it will not work properly. So this is the load stuff before we change this, and now let's re-render again. Cool, it looks perfect, it looks fine for me. That's what I like. It's exactly like in ZBrush. Here you see the difference. You can also mess around with the geometry stuff that is set. Here you can put it up to, like, for example 2. We can test render just around here, and you will see how things go crazy with that. See, it extremely badass in here as well. See, it look kinda scary. I would normally let me see, it caused some problem with that. I would normally, if you want to play around with that, I would maybe 1.2 with the mouse. That would be enough. 2 is good, just like in ZBrush, but 1.2 is also good as well. So it give, let's try 1.5 to see how things go. 1.4. I'm afraid the idea the place around the mouse, because in the mouse I do it in a separate stuff, so I think that looks kind of okay for me. So this is how you set up the displacement map. It looks cool. Now let's come to the real thing where we have to input AI shader. So I will delete all of this. Oops, delete that, delete that, delete that. I will use AI skin shader, apply it to that. For the skin, I have here are the map that I have already set up. I have the first one is the dip, which is the blood color. Crash it slow. I hate window that way. Come on. This is the blood shader, or the deep channel, where I make everything blur, so it looks a little bit blur. I mean that is what recommended by Arnold. It also goes the same for Multiplier and V-Ray. You need to make that blur because it's a blood stuff. Let me make it extra large. So, and this is the shallow map, which is the outer skin of our body. The shallow map will have to be a little bit saturated, so the outer skin is very saturated, and this is the mid color, which will have to be kind of green. Also the specular map, I can show you how to actually specular map. A lot of people would do it like kind of white and gray scales, but the recommendation by Arnold would be you need to make a little bit blue, because human skin is a little bit blue. So oops, I need to go to adjustment to make the variation a little bit blue, more cyan and blue. Okay, too strong, so we saturate that a little bit, and that should be the specular map. And then save it. It's being saved, and then save it as TIFF file. You can save it as Taga or whatever, which is up to you. Also, I see the difference between here. This is how I set the, let's see the shallow map. Okay, this is a shallow map that I have. It has a lot of stupid thing around. I can actually merge these two, and you can give it a little bit more, saturate, depending on what you like. I think that should be enough for me. Save it. Oops. And then save this as a solo map and TIFF file. TIFF. Yeah. I also need to it's being saved. Oh, here. I also need to save that as a Adobe file, just in case I need to change everything. Also, this is how I will make it into kind of, okay, I merge everything, and then I make this a little bit red. Okay, and after that I go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. It's okay, I can play around with everything. So that's the way I do it. And then I made it as a deep, yeah, deep colors, and also I export it as TIFF file as well. Okay, I think that basically everything. I don't need to save this. Okay, now let's plug everything in. For the radius multiplier, it's depend on how you set up your scene. If you actually are doing the world scale unit, which is a lot, Arnold would recommend this to go up to between 1 to 100, depending on what you need. So now let's cut the crap and go to shallow scatter. I would click on that. I turn this off, and then load the texture, shallow map here. I load it in. Cool. I would push this up to 0.8. For the radius, 1.5 is okay. If I render it now, it will look a little bit stupid. So I would like to set the color first, and then I will set the displacement map later, because the skin shader is a little bit different. We can also do the IPR with that. Okay, I will do around here. You can change this up to 100. You see that how the skin shader in Arnold tell you from a plastic to kind of marble one. So I think for this one I love the word 2.2 or 20, so I will leave it that way. And also the mix color, I click on that, go to this, off, and then I choose the mid color, which is the mid TIFF, that one. Yeah, click open, and then we do a refresh of the IPR to see how this look. It's cool. I might need to turn down these stuff. Yeah, I think it looked too strong, so I will need to do the IPR here and drop it a little bit, drop it a little bit. Yeah, that is because the skin is also too strong, or the blood, so we drop the blood a little bit. Yeah, it will not be that bad, so let's refresh that. Let's stop the IPR, just do a little bit of render here. Okay, let me try this up to 20. and another one. Yeah, it looks too waxy, so if we put it back to 2, we can see the difference between that. So this is 2, this is 20, you see, 2 and 20. It's tell you a lot of difference between the shadow and not the shadow. I would go in between, I could go to 10. Okay, and I would increase this up to 0.3. Let's see how this look. Okay, I'm sorry, I do not want to pause the video. You have to bear with me because I don't have the fastest computer ever in the world to render that. You can try to increase this a little bit, but this will let me do the IPO again. This will make your object look kinda like a firefly. Yeah, it see look like a firefly. So this one I would give it a radius of 2. Usually it's a radius of 2 would be perfect. This one is 0.2. That should be good for everything. And now let's plug in the deep color off. Okay, deep color, I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit hoarse. The deep color is already in, and we refresh that to see how things are going. It look cool for me. Look nice. And let's plug in with the specular map that we have already set up. A specular map, specular. Okay. Stop that just in case my system crash. Save it. I render just this one. Okay, for the specular map it has a roughness. I would plug the roughness in with a file textures as well. It's called roughness, I believe. I think I get it, all of them. It's okay. Shallow. For the roughness I can use the cavity map, which is this one. Let's see how things go. Okay, it looks quite saturated, but it's fine. I increase this up to 1. And what about this? Oh, this one has a roughness. I will have to break that. I put this back to 0. What is this scene layer? Scene layer is a glossy map. A glossy map of your model. So for example, if you do the IPR, and if you want to see how glossy, or you want to set up how glossy your object is, you can see here. You see it look like it just get out of water, absolutely waxy. So I for that one I have already prepared that with the textures as well. It's called a glossy map or a scene layer. It's depend on whatever you call. I call it scene as well, based on Arnold. It is just a displacement map that I apply some ambient occlusion map and also some cavity map on top, and then make it blur, just like the deep deep map. I stop that. I click on this. I made it like 0.5. Save the data. just in case. You can have a little bit glossy. For the roughness, it will try to make everything a little bit kind of white, so I don't like it. I can stop it here, press it here. For the deep, I can make it a little bit stronger, just to get the lighting correct. So for example, I can push this up to like, for example, 0.5, and this one maybe like, yeah, that should be fine. Let's see how things go. If it is not too red. Yeah, it is quite red. Just make it like 0.3. That should be okay, and a radius of 0.15 should be fine for the ear. I think for the glossy map it's a little bit strong, maybe 0.1, and also the roughness 0.05. Re-render everything again, and then when I'm happy with that, I will plug in the displacement map onto that, and we will continue to see how things are moving. You see, this is the roughness. It makes things like kind of white. I don't like roughness. I put it back in to 0. Okay, so now we start from here, we move everything up here. Okay, I delete those, and I will save this one. Let's put in the nuts and bolt of that. Okay, wow, there's a lot. So if we double click that, we go into the shading group, the displacement map, click on that, go to file directly. You don't need to come to Arnold AI image, it doesn't work. Just go to my file, and it asks you for this bump map. If you are using Mentore, you would apply a displacement map onto one channel and also a normal map or bump map onto another channel. I tried that in Arnold, it doesn't work, it looked weird. Let me show you. Arnold tried to attempt to use the same map. Here you change the change in space, and then you click on that. You go to here, go to displacement BM here. Arnold will attempt to use. Let me grab this, make it easier to read. You see, this is the bump 2D, tangent space normal, and this is the displacement map, which is hooked up to the shading group of the object here. Okay, I mean, a lot of people would love node editor, so let's go to node editor, AI skin, input and output connection. I turn this one off. You see the shading group. This is the display, the bump 2D map. Let's connect all of this, input and output connection. Okay, the displacement map go here to the shading group, the bump 2D map as well, tangent space normal. Now let's try our old way. Use this as tangent space. This one is 1, as we have already know. This one 2.5, and also in here, if we in the shape node, if we come down here, we set this to 0.4. That should be fine. Let's see how ugly this will look with the bump 2D node used as well. It doesn't look correct, my friend. It has some kind of like dark regions here and there. You see, it's absolutely bad. I don't need to go on, so I simply delete this, and we look at it again with everything at default, and we run everything again, so this will look nice and cool. You see, the displacement map has come along with the normal map and everything, so it looks cool to me. because of the skin shader, it looks nice, but this one look too I don't like the skin so much, so it look kinda hee-haw. I would make this 2.2, the meat color, let's try to make that, I put this one like 2.5 and this one maybe like 0.3. Let's see how things go with that. Okay, I want it to be a little bit old, so yeah, I think this one is, if you look here, I think it's okay for me. This is without the displacement map, this is with displacement map. You see the difference? It's a lot. Also, I can try the radius up to 15. Just want to see if this black area is gone or not, because it looked just like ambient occlusion map is there. This one as well. Still there. So that, let's put it up to 20. I know it looked kind of waxy. Look just like a some kind of like silicon, yeah, wax stuff. I don't know how those words are used in English. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool for me. I would increase if I increase the mid scatter more, it will look like a firefly, just like I said. So let's make this 0.3, see how everything goes. I'm happy with the displacement map. If you want it to be stronger, I don't think it make a difference. Okay, let's make this 0.4. We do a one render for the last time. It looked bad, it looks too waxy, so I put this back to 0.25. This one go back to 0.5. So yeah, I think that should be the correct stuff that I already decided. Maybe 0.5, 0.6 or 0.7 would be good. See, now the texture is coming back. Yes, it's coming back. Maybe this one to 0.3. Okay, and then one last thing, sorry. So there you go, folks. It looks like I need to tweak a little bit more to get the right setting for it to work. So, but I do hope that you will gain some insights into how to render displacement map with Arnold for Maya. Please give me feedback. It is a learning process for me as well, so I'm happy to learn more from the rest of you who know more than me. Thank you very much, and goodbye.